have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. All right, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and we're coming to you live from the studios of TV33 WHPR. And of course, you can go to YouTube, TV33 on demand, and you can pick up the show at any given time, 365 days a year, when it's in queue. Once it's in queue, tell your friends they can watch the show if they miss it today. But again, today we're on live every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And of course, you can also on Sundays, you can view the Talk Beat Jones on 15.2. That's 15.2 on Sundays. Talk Beat Jones, we still taking care of the business. And the business today is, well, let's do it one more time. Because I know somebody's just now sitting down, just now saying, oh, that's that person. Yes,
Yeah.
we're here. We're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
We're here
I'm
again.
Here. You're here. Come on, family. Tell your friends, Talk Beat Jones. I got something going to rock you. Sports fans that's not sports fans, we're going to do it entertaining style. That's the way we do it on Talk Beat Jones. Again, we're on the air every Wednesday live from 10 a.m. to 11. We have numbers down below, so if you something kind of catches your shoulders, pick you up and say, I want to call, you can call and talk to whom?
Mob King and Big 20.
And
Big 20 to God.
okay, these fellas are going to talk to you about the draft, talk to you about the Lions, talk to you about the sports world, because these are our professionals, okay? And maybe you're going to want to book them to come in and talk to you at their events because they're also entertainers.
Yes.
They're going to talk
That's
to you
right.
about things that got going on and things that you can let your family, your friends know if they're doing something, and they need some hype guys, need some rap guys, need some entertainers, period.
Call us out.
Got them here for you. All right. So now, family, on the Talk Beat Jones today, you ready?
Yes.
We're ready.
We're ready.
All right.
The
So,
world
family,
is ready.
your world is ready.
They ready for
All
us.
right. So let's get ready to
All
get to
right.
rock and roll. So tell me something. We just went through the process of having a draft. Now we know. First of all, let's recap the Lions from last year.
Oh, okay.
Okay, give us a little some about what happened on the last part of the year for our famous, fabulous Lions. And we're looking to have a great year this year, but
Okay.
almost got
You
there.
know what,
Mm-hmm.
Billy? I was
Get
at
in that
home.
microphone.
Billy, I was at home last night, and I said, you know what? I said, we had a good season, that 15-2. So
Yes.
I just sat at the house, and I just said, Lion seasons was good, better than most of us would expect it,
Right,
but
right.
be that as it may, 15-2,
Yes.
winning number one seed NFC division. That loss by the Washington Commanders left a bad taste in Detroit's mouth.
It really did. It really did.
And we can't forget that, injury after injury, from Lions defense.
12 injuries.
Yeah, losing,
Almost 12 injuries.
losing some major components to our defense. We got Hutch and Leo McNeil, and then, also throughout the season, we lost phenomenal coaches that contributed to the building the football culture. Detroit Lions fan, in my opinion, hasn't had enough of yet.
Okay. How
So
about you?
that was just my synopsis.
Okay, hit him up.
My synopsis is just as well as he said, a lot of injuries kept us I feel that kept us out of there. Offensive side of the ball, we still got all our players, so we still safe and we secure. And also I feel that with us coming into the new season,
Yes.
with these draft picks, it should give us, some comfortable players that is familiar with their positions, edge rusher, defensive tackle, something we was looking for, and we got it.
For those who didn't get an opportunity, my mic didn't and don't know about the players that they took. So from your perspective, can you kind of give us understanding about some of the players that they took and what can you expect maybe of those players?
Well, so that's why the NFL draft is so important, because right now we got talented young players,
Right.
coming from top
Most
football
definitely do.
programs around the country, first of all.
Okay.
And Detroit needs to be, given a round of applause. Detroit should be given a round of applause because they have been doing the job of getting, players onto the team and basically getting the coaching that those young guys need.
Microphone. Okay. How about you? And
We
give me your
got-
name when you come to the microphone. Give me your name so they can
I'm
keep
Big
it-
20 the God, and you were tapped into the Billy Jones Talk B Jones show with Mob King and Big 20 the God.
All
So
right.
now look, here we go. Let me go. Tyleik Williams,
Mhm.
a big guy, strong guy, defensive tackle. He's gonna cause a defensive problem for most teams this year. We looking forward to see what he do in his debut performance when it comes to the preseason. So we can see what these guys got to offer. But he one guy that stood out to me, very explosive on the defensive tackle side. So I got high hopes for him, just like we did with Aiden Hutchinson.
Yes.
He's gonna add on and fit us perfectly.
All right.
And then again, just like you said, we got Tyleik Williams, Ohio State, first round, 6'3", 334 pounds.
Woo, big boy.
He's a reinforcement,
Big boy.
for
Microphone.
defense for defense on that field. So that's a good add on to the field, especially for field coverage.
Mike
okay.
one.
We can't forget the Lions also. We got Dan Jackson out
Yeah.
of Georgia. And he's the 7th round pick, and also he's for coverage as well. So the Lions also got a lineman named Ahmed Hussein.
Ahmed Hussein.
Yeah, he's from Egypt.
Oh, okay.
He's from Egypt.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the first.
He's the
Yeah.
first. He's the first.
Talk about that.
He's the first Egyptian pro player to play in the NFL.
Oh, he must be a
So
bad
I
man.
mean, what can you expect with somebody on the team name?
Okay.
What about what more can we expect with somebody on the team named Amon-Ra St. Brown? So we might as well go and add a mid right onto that lineup.
I mean, that's real.
And then we can't forget about the offensive side of the ball. We got Tate Ratledge, O lineman, looking to help out. And then like the coach said when he came on interview, he said them guys is going to be playing cross positions, learning how to play other positions as well. So like they say, we need to just look at the time frame as the longevity of these players. We need to bring a new center on. We need fresh offensive linemen that's fresh and young, because we can see that the one we got, he's over 10 years playing in the league. So he's about to be on his way out there during the minute, and we got to leave room for fresh new talent.
And so what it is that, it's important that we got this veteran ball club along with these young guys, because what you expect the veterans to do is to train up these guys and really help them,
Right.
progress in the ball program that we've laid out in Detroit. So that's why, because, the older players, they know the game, and, they're going to be able to teach the younger people some things.
Okay.
And so you're always going to need that in football. So some of these guys are going on to retire, but before they retire or before they get drafted to other teams, you see what's going to happen. These guys are already going to be prepared for the next round, for the next go.
And they really see the value of having quality
Players.
trained backups, because injuries is something that you
It's
cannot
real.
Injury prone.
predict.
It's
but
real.
You know what's
Right.
going to happen.
Injuries
It's a high-risk
is real.
sport.
It's a high-risk sport. It's a high-risk sport. Now, tell me something this. Looking at the ball players that we have coming back, how do we sit compared to, every year, everybody look at the teams, look at the players they got, and say, oh, we're going to be great this year. Looking at across the league, is that just a myth, or is it a fact that we're going to be in the hunt for that Super Bowl this year?
Well, talent-wise, yeah. But we have to understand we did lose 2 coaches.
And then 12 injuries.
And people have to understand those coaches had done a phenomenal coaching job.
Yes.
They took Detroit. They gave us the culture we want. And now we can't get enough of it.
Right.
And so we want these 2 new coaches to keep the culture going at all costs. and we don't want anything else but for these coaches to answer the call and give us what we want.
Chicago, for those who don't know,
Yeah, you know who went there.
yeah, and for the pieces that they put together for their quarterback, I'm saying look out for Chicago this particular year on the offensive side.
Yes.
Yep.
But anyway, that team that's called Detroit Lions, I want the world to know that the culture that was set up, the building blocks that was put in place by Dan Campbell and the general manager, it's gone to the prospect that they know exactly what they want. They know what they had to replace. They go into the draft understanding what they have to reach out for. Not the most splashiest player, but the player that's going to fit what they need. So I'm telling you now, I got these guys on here to let you follow what the development of the Detroit Lions. And for those who say, well, I really don't understand the game, well, you're going to be able to tune in to the Talk Beat Jones.
That's right.
And get some updates and get some perspective so that your eyes will know what you're looking at.
Yes.
And for ladies, I got something for you. What's your name, bro?
Mob King.
And what's your name, bro?
Big 20 to God.
But I want to let you understand that not only are these guys that person or group of people that are going to be able to talk to you about sports, what else do you do?
Well, like I said, we do music. Okay, the next 500 followers have exclusive access to our Feed the Street statewide and after party.
Oh.
So sign up today because spots are filling up fast. And the first 500 followers, just click the links below. For the latest releases, follow us on BandLab, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more for new releases.
Now, I'm a little slow. You got to hit those a little slower for me, bro.
Tell her one more time, Big.
You know that.
Okay, we just want to start off by saying those of us at Urban Rain Entertainment, we want to express our gratitude and give a big shout out to the staff at WHPR TV 33.
All right.
That makes everything possible.
Timmy
We wanna start
Tim.
off by saying, hey, thank you, Timmy Tim, for the setup. And good appreciation. Give our appreciation. And for having Mob King and Big 20 to God on the Talk Beat Jones show.
Well, with that, I got to give that shout out to Mr. R.J. Watkins, Mr. Henry Tyler.
That's
Yes, sir.
right.
Go ahead, bro.
And you already know, if you don't know, I'm Big 20 to God, and you know what I say. I'm in here like Pippi Longstockings. Urban Rain Entertainment streaming on all platforms. The WHPR TV 33 on demand. Don't forget, tap in, tune in. We stay live. We stay lit every Wednesdays from 10 to 11. You want to hear something hot and new? This is the place for you. Right here with the Talk Beat Jones show.
And I tell you what, the music is hot.
Hot,
The
hot.
music is hot, hot.
Scorching.
Woo, squirting.
On fire.
Oh, talk to me. Talk to me.
Blazing.
Yeah, and that's why the next 500 followers get exclusive access
Exclusive
to the Feed the
access.
Street statewide tour and after party.
That's right.
So sign up today because spots are filling up fast, and the first 500 followers, just click
going.
the links below. For the latest releases, follow us on BandLab, SoundCloud, YouTube,
No.
Spotify, and Apple.
BandLab. Can you spell that?
Yeah.
BANDLAB.
Do it again.
BANDLAB.
Okay.
BandLab.
BandLab. Because come up. It's not that you're
No,
talking fast.
you
I'm
know.
just listening slow.
You good.
That goes out to Turbulence, Mr. R.J. Watkins Jr. I reached out and stole that from him. But
Living off fast, I ain't got to slow down for you to catch up.
you know, that's what I'm saying. and so now, getting back to the Detroit Lions and what we're looking at coach-wise. Now, did you have any insights, or have you peeked at the new coaches at this point? Or have you announced the new coaches?
I've taken a peek at the new coaches, and I just want to see how they progress with our new players and
That's
the
what we're
players
looking
that
for.
already that we have. So I basically want to say that these guys should be seasoned already, and like you say,
Right.
they should know. The general manager already reached out. We know what we're looking for. We know what we want in coaching. We want somebody that can coach these young players to champions and have a winning season.
That's
so
what we looking for.
That's the culture. That's the culture that we want from the coaches, and we will not accept nothing less because y'all gave it to us, and now we can't get enough of it.
We can't go 15-2 and then go 7 and whatever.
No, that won't work.
It
this
won't.
year.
It ain't gonna
No,
work.
that won't work. That won't work. 2025, 2026.
That ain't what the fans want to see.
So we want to see them once again, going through the process saying, if I can't get you, I bite the kneecap.
That's
yeah.
right.
All
Bite the-
grit.
We
All
want to.
grit.
We want to keep it all grit. We want to keep it all grit. We want to be a pressure. We want to play with pressure. We want to play relentless, and we want to play to every last second going off that clock.
Yeah, so those of you who drafted on game day, you're a pivotal component to the Detroit Lions. New season, new team, one dream. Let's Go Lions is streaming on all platforms because in rain, snow, hail, or sleet, we defend and then, and we win on the road. Because guess what? The harder battles are the bigger victories. Some wish for it, but champions work for it.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Now, can you guys tell me now, are there any particular players that we potentially should look out for?
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to look out because we've got 2 new receivers. And you also know we got J-Mo out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we just got J-Mo an extension. Okay, so we need to really watch the receiver position.
Now, for those who don't know, who are just checking out, just trying to get in tune to what's going on, don't know the slang on the players' names, who is J-Mo?
Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams.
Okay.
Jamison Williams.
Thank you.
I don't know why I called him
Jamison,
Jamal.
we both did. Jamison Williams.
Jamison
So
Williams.
Jamison Williams, you really need to look out because promising player, phenomenal talent, but now he has some backup out there,
Right.
where he's not just playing that position by himself, okay? But he wanted more money, okay? They brought him to the table. They say, hey, you did play good, we want to see more of that, and then we could talk about giving you some more money.
Okay.
So we really need to look out for these receivers. We really
didn't
need to
he
look out
get
for 'em.
what? Wasn't he hurt his first year?
Yeah, he was injured.
He was
for a little
hurt. So
bit.
he really, that first year was him just getting his legs under him, getting his body under him because he can't. He basically they had to bring him along the first year.
Yeah.
So last year was his year to kind of get himself showing. This is what I can do.
He came condition. He came back real good.
So this year should be actually his breakout.
Oh, man.
Right, it
I
should
thought he was
be.
breaking out last
Yeah.
year.
No, he could have did it. He could have did a little bit better than what he did. I feel like he
Oh,
could have
yeah.
caught more balls
Oh,
than
yeah.
he did
Oh, yeah.
last
Because,
year.
see, that's what I'm saying is that his first year, that was him trying to get himself back together because he didn't really go through the full training. And even during the offseason, he didn't have an opportunity to get himself really together because he was rehabbing the injury.
Yeah.
So once you rehab the injury, now you got yourself starting to feel
think they-
yourself.
And we're not gonna have Aleo McNeil like that because he tore his ACL.
Mm-hmm.
So he's healing up and he's training.
And that was his first year.
Yeah, and that's a big boy too.
Oh, the big receiver.
Yeah. No, not the receiver.
No, our
He's on
defensive,
defense.
our defensive tackle.
Okay,
McNeil.
I'm thinking about the other receiver
Big boy.
that had injuries for the past
Because we
couple
was
3
just
years.
talking about the receivers.
Yeah, but
Well,
he had
we
been
talk-
having.
when we talking about injuries, this kind of fit all in.
Okay.
And that's kind of like why we drafting players because, like you say, you can't you
Number
can't,
91,
an
a
injury
big
gonna
boy.
come. An
So-
injury is gonna come. We playing high risk sports. An injury gonna come. So we need those
Yeah.
players, and we need them healthy. We don't even giving first year and your career gone.
Yes.
We really want you guys healthy to the point where like you guys' body is so conditioned like you can go and play that whole hour because football is played for 1 hour.
Oh,
60 minutes.
It's not the 4 hours on TV. Football is played for 1 hour, 60 minutes.
Now coming from a player who played the game, the time clock is one thing, and the body clock is a whole different game.
Different game.
It's a whole different game, bro.
Yes, it is.
Because when you out there and you explode and you smashing and you got to explode and you smashing and they smashing you don't know how they're going to hit you. You don't know what body part going to be. Oh, Lord, did he get me like that? But I can't let folks know I got it. It's like the time clock when you're playing because 2 minutes on the clock
Right.
can actually be about almost 10 to 20 more minutes
In the game.
in the game. It's a hard sport, And like I said, that's why when they play in the game, they really can't program somebody, another program after them by the clock.
No.
Because
The clock stopped.
The clock
and that's why we kind of like when we draft for players, you want players that love the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we've been getting into a lot of situations in the NFL period where the players are after the bag, and it's not about the talent. I mean, okay, of course, if you got the talent, the bag gonna come. You know, and this has been big everywhere. You know, where college players are getting paid now. You know, and basically they getting lackadaisical and complacent, saying, well, basically, if I'm making money in college, what's the point of going to the NFL? I'm going to tell you something like this. The whole point of getting out of college is to go to the NFL because you worked your whole life to do what? To go to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you worked your whole life for, to take care of your family, play in the NFL, finally make it. I don't know what's wrong with the new age kids, but the humbleness is not there.
No, you got to look at like the influence. They look at what Terrell Owens did, and they look at players like that who complained and nagged about the money figures. And once they did that, the new players came up, wanted to be Hassan Diddy, like they was bigger than the program, and the player ain't bigger than the program because you got to get inaugurated.
Players is not big. Y'all not bigger than the whole league. Y'all not bigger than that.
Well, you know, when you spoke about the players getting paid in college, then you look at them looking at the NFL. Do you know some of these college players is making over $1 million+
Yeah, that's terrible.
Already before they even get to the pros.
Who would want to go to the pros if they making that in college?
Yeah. Now I'm looking at players. They talking about a 5th and a 6th-year player in college. Now I'm saying I played, and you had to put your 4 years in. You may have been able to get a 1-year red shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a red shirt meant that you were on the team, but they just didn't play you.
Practice.
So you had that extra year, so you could be a 4-year person, actually play 5.
And the red shirt?
But the 6-year person who coming out as 24, 25 years of age. I mean, I'm saying, well, how did this happen? I thought you had to hurry on up to get on out and play because you only had a certain amount of time to play.
For your body, and you gonna give up your best years in college.
But now you get that money.
Yup, you want to stay in college.
I may stay.
So what you think?
I would actually stay an extra year in college because if I'm making close to $1 million some plus, and I got to go and make a team that I may not make, and I got to go on the practice.
What if a person in there going for their masters and then they play for the football team the whole run?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that.
I mean, Calvin Johnson, look at him. He wanted to be a doctor after he played football.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I can remember all you played for was your room and board. And get a little something.
But they get millions. Though.
They
That's
get
more
millions now. I mean, they get millions now.
That's a handsome ransom.
And when you look at, let's deviate from the draft just a moment, bros. And we're gonna come back to the draft. We're gonna come back to Lions, but let's get a little quick perspective before we go to commercial break. And players that was touted as being all this during the course of their college careers who did not get drafted in the first round.
Oh yeah,
the second round.
We talked about
third round.
Yeah, we was talking about it last
fourth
night.
round, and got drafted in the 5th round, and others who had to wait didn't get drafted at all and have to be drafted or have to go as a free agent.
Yeah.
How mentally do you think that affected guys that just knew I'm going to get all this money because your contract is based upon what round you go in?
Yeah. And it's like this for me. I seen something like with the Shakur Sanders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we got so many perspectives on it, okay? But really look at what happened.
You talking about Prime son?
Prime son.
Prime son.
You think Prime ain't talked to his son about this?
I know he did.
You think Coach Prime ain't say, "Hey son,
you know, son, you get drafted in that first round, you know you're gonna have to work hard.
Yeah, that was the last
You,
word.
you know that, right?
If you gonna pay him that
Son,
money,
son,
like,
don't let the man work you. You work the man.
yeah,
You know, and that
yeah, yeah.
that sound like something you should tell your son. Okay. Now I want y'all to look at this. Now we never want. Basically, it's like this. Never let the snare of the money entrap you. Chase the love of the game. As far as the NFL draft, get to where you can get where you fit in. So look, we got Shakur Sanders. You get your foot in the door. He's the top 2 draft pick that has the opportunity to be drafted as a first-round pick. Instead, he's chosen as a 5th-round pick. Top players normally don't get to choose which team they go to. The reality, the top draft pick normally goes to the worst team. Okay? Because the worst teams get the what? The first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
You know, we say it that way, but in truth, we have had quarterbacks who've had their fathers let the teams know, my son is not going to play for you. And in fact, have had the process where those teams that drafted that son did not get the son to actually join that team. They had to trade that son. We're talking about, and we're talking about at least 4 different quarterbacks whose fathers and the quarterback made the NFL allow them to be going to a different team.
Yeah, and I look at it like, you're right.
As we look at Prime and his son, see, Prime said some things about his son had to go to a special team. That anybody could not draft his team. This is what Prime was talking about.
I would agree with Prime. I mean, he worked with his son, and I would feel like this: you get on the team that you can be comfortable on, and not somebody who gonna work you like a racehorse. And I think because if you look at Jared Goff, when you look at Jared Goff, he was over there in LA, just a good team and everything. You got to look at these players. They come in, they good quarterbacks. First of all,
he was a number 1 draft choice.
They very good quarterbacks. Yeah. So what do you think he's gonna do on this team that he got drafted in the 5th round pick? What kind of player do you think he's gonna really be on this team? He's not gonna be some bum player, y'all. It's not gonna be in his fabric and his makeup.
We just look at the black quarterback from Washington. He did good his first year, almost made it to the big leagues.
Now, right at this point, you brought up Prime son Shedeur.
4 teams didn't want him.
They're speaking
first round,
but they're speaking of the fact that
he would have
5th round draft choice.
He would have been worked like a racehorse
with Cleveland.
Yeah,
but
he was supposed to be a first rounder.
But in doing that, remember, there's another college quarterback that got drafted ahead of him.
Is that Jackson Dotson? Dart?
No, Dart got drafted in the 1st round.
See, that's what I'm saying.
But wait, I'm saying this. We're saying all he got to do is go and work hard. There are 4 other quarterbacks ahead of him, including the veteran quarterbacks. So they're saying that if he makes the team, so but what is this a bit of racism going on here?
If he makes
and because the fact of the matter is, were you afraid that Prime was going to have a whole lot to say about how you treated his son if he was a high draft choice?
I mean, that's how they was making it out, Billy.
Yeah,
that's how they was making it out, and that's why I wrote what I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Because people trying to make it out like this kid got bad character, he's arrogant and things like this. When I don't see that, I see a great ball player that's been raised by a good man, a good family that probably knows the game better than anybody coming onto the field his first year. Okay, first of all,
I tell you what, why don't we pick this up on the flip side of this show? Okay. And quickly, give me who you are one more time.
Big 20 the guy.
Urban Reign Entertainment, and we're streaming on all platforms.
Big 20 the guy, streaming on all platforms. Urban Reign Entertainment, streaming on all platforms.
And this is Talk B. Jones again. I am Billy E. Jones. Of course, we're coming to you live every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11. You can watch the other broadcasts on Sundays from 4 to 5 on 15.2. You can go to YouTube, TV33, WHPR, and you can pick us up 365 days a year once we're in queue. Again, stay tuned. tell your friends, you got time to still pick up the Talk Beat Jones live. We'll be back shortly, y'all.
Thank you, guys.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Muscles, joints, or feet tired, achy, or distressed? Tried everything? Ringmaster Rubbing Oil is a vintage topical pain reliever, trusted for over 70 years, with a rich formula for the treatment of stubborn aches and pains. Packaged in a glass bottle for purity, our liquid can also be used in warm water for foot soaks and compresses. A little goes a long way. Try our time-tested formula, available in several sizes.
Make a donation to WHPR TV and receive 2 2-ounce bottles of Ringmaster Rubbing Oil for $25. Call 313-868-6612.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Hi, this is Billy E. Jones, Talk Beat Jones. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WHPR TV 33 Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Generational wealth. No risk, no reward. All entrepreneurs, get yours personalized with your business's name or logo. Order yours today. Go to our website, generationalwealthforlife.com. or call 313-220-9433. That's 313-220-9433. Generational wealth. No risk, no reward.
You know what it is, generational wealth.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. All right, this is the Talk Beat Jones family. I tell you what, you still got time. You still got time to let your family, your friends, and people may not even like you. You want them to start caring about you a little bit. Tell them about the Talk Beat Jones show. We live right here every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 on WHPR, WHPS. We go around the world. You go to capital R, capital J, WATKINS. That's R.J. Watkins. You can pull it up. You can watch the show live as we're conducting the program right now. And when we put telephone numbers on there, in case you decide, hey, I'll call in. You can call in. But people tell me, Billy, we don't call because we just like to hear you talk.
Y'all go ahead and interact with us.
Hey,
that's we from the old school where you call in.
You can call in?
You supposed to call in.
Okay.
That's how you supposed to do it. You supposed to call in, get heard, and we supposed to say, hey, we got some promotion, we got some discounts for you. You know, that's how I grew up.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
so the new wave is crazy.
We got numbers on the screen, family. So
So
if
you
you
got
choose to
10
call and you
fingers,
got questions, you got something you need to say,
call the line.
they say, get it off your shoulder. People get it off your shoulder.
Yeah, you know, because
And you
right
can do
now at
that.
the moment, you know, we're talking about Let's Talk Draft, but did you know that Let's Go Lions, the #1 seed, is streaming on all platforms? All you have to do is type Urban Reign Entertainment, and you can click on Let's Go Lions and #1 seed and Game Winner and so many other songs. Whatever we're doing, you just type Urban Reign Entertainment and you subscribe to the movement on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to your music.
Well, let's segue to music right about now. We're going to come back, folk. But right about now, I got, give them who you are again, bro.
Mob King.
Big 20 to God.
And I said to you, they're entertainers. So if you got an event, you got an activity, you got something that you want to have folk that can come out there and rock the crowd for you, just get them hyped up, make them say, oh! Now, keep your clothes on, though.
Yeah.
Keep your clothes on, though.
Well, if it just makes it that mood, you got to throw a coat up.
I mean, we got music like that, though.
We got
I mean,
music for all facets.
The latest projects we've worked on Game Winner. We worked on
Now, what is Game Winner about?
Game Winner is basically it's energetic.
It's energetic.
It's an energetic song.
Most definitely.
And I would love for you to just hear it and you to hear for yourself and be like, you know what? That's why you wanted me to just hear it.
Yes.
Because it's energetic and it's no cuss words. So I just want to let y'all know. But for what is being said and conveyed in the music, it's what you want to hear.
All right.
You know, because it actually is going to keep the attention of the viewer.
Okay.
You know.
What's your favorite cut of what you just got out?
Man. That's a
like
hard
children. It's
choice.
hard to- yeah, it's like
like
children.
a kid at the candy store. I want to try a lot of them, but
Because I got songs, I got
'Cause like I
moments
say,
in, and he got songs like he got
I like ghetto history. That's one of my ones. Ghetto history.
Now, what is ghetto history about?
Giving you the ghetto history of a ghetto child living in America while surrounded by gun violence and drug activity. So that's basically the vocal point.
and then that's how he hit it. And then I came a little different across.
You guys do that.
We do.
You know, like
we do.
Go ahead, give me.
So I hit him. I hit him with the slavery part.
Okay.
You know, in ghetto history. You know, from how we get to this point and how we came from the slave part.
Right.
You know, and the process of what happened and what was happening during the time it was happening for us to
Right.
even get to where we got to, where that part he's talking about in the beginning.
Okay.
You know, because he's talking about, like, you know, streets being shot up, kids is playing. You know, it's just it's moral awareness. It's a song about for moral awareness.
Right,
You know,
right,
so
right.
that's basically what that song was made for.
You guys do that cross breeding of the thought processes, don't you?
Yeah, because
You're brothers, but you don't think
Yeah.
alike.
No.
no,
No,
I
we
mean-
don't.
I mean,
Nope.
I'm just saying is that you have the same point,
Right.
but you bring it differently.
we bring it
Right.
out. Yeah,
That's what I'm
he
trying to
definitely
do.
bring his
Yeah.
out different, and I definitely bring mine out different than how he does his. But
So-
it all complements each other.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
well.
So what I'm saying, family, is that when you listen to their music, you're getting the best of both worlds.
Yes, you
Yes.
are, and you getting the
Most
brotherhood.
definitely.
Getting the brotherhood.
You getting the brotherhood. You know, a lot of everybody in rap, they always tried to get the 2-man duo. Everybody in music tried to get the 2-man duo, but the reason why they couldn't get the 2-man duo because the 2-man duo had to be brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And y'all brothers.
Yeah, and we
Yeah,
brothers.
that's right.
You know, I didn't know
It
this.
only makes sense. It only makes sense.
You know, if Moses had Aaron, you know,
So this is what we want you to understand, family. They know how to entertain. Okay? They're ready for you. So if you got that event, you say, I need some classy guys and come out there and hit us up, make us feel good. It's not gonna make us say, ooh, what did they say? It's gonna make it so everybody can listen to the music, everybody can get up there and get hyped up.
That's right.
You know, I got them right here. So once again, give them a number, how they can contact you, and we're gonna come back and go back into
Mob, tell them where they can reach us at and give them the hotline.
well, you can definitely reach us at 313-420-3826.
do it again.
You can definitely reach us at 313-420-3826. And that's a direct line, but you can call me because I have a few lines. So, yes, that line is very free for you to call me on.
And speaking of that line, going back to the Lions.
Let's go.
All right. Now, in going through the coaching staff, as a player, sometimes there's a man who is a coach that has the type of personality that takes your body, takes your
Right.
spirit.
He's
takes
a
your
motivator.
energy. He's a
He's a
motivator.
He's a
motivator.
That's what Dan is.
Yes.
That's what Dan. He's a motivator.
Yes.
Yeah.
But along with that motivator, you need a strategist.
Yeah, right.
And that's what Ben Johnson was. He
Yes.
was the strategist.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so
We
I
need
hope
that.
we got a strategist back.
But the great thing about it is that because everything that he said and he did had to go in the playbook.
Yes, he
Yeah.
And we that's for lock and keeps.
So now,
That's for the
every-
D.
Yeah,
So
because
everything-
I was kind of thinking along the lines that with new coaches, probably new playbooks, and then I was like, that would be like kind of difficult if you change up the playbook for these players that been accustomed to working with the playbook
Working with a winning playbook.
in the prior year.
Well, see, that's where the head coach comes in.
All right, nah,
The
tell
head
me
coach says,
something.
this one, this one, this
We
one,
ain't
this one, this
changing
one.
up
All right,
none.
we got
want
them
this
all.
one. So in the practice, we're gonna practice this, practice that. Oh, this little funky play right here that we didn't use last year.
We gonna
That's
use it
already
this
put
year.
together concept. We're gonna use this one.
Yeah.
So now
All
that's
right.
the beauty. So with these guys going to the other teams are still learning what the Lions already know.
Right.
That's the way it works. So I want you to get hyped up about the Lions. I want you to understand that the Lions are going to be wonderful. They're going to be great. Don't worry about the ending of last year because, again, that was a process where a team, everybody across the league, everybody got on the broadcast booth. Ain't never seen a team get hit with so many injuries.
12.
Okay?
That's
big.
dynamic.
Okay?
That's like a whole team.
And when everybody say, well, it's next man up, well, you can only go
Yeah,
next
so
man
far.
up
Yeah.
and still be able to have that type of guy that can beat that man across from him.
Because if your starter hurt, that's the big money player.
Yeah, I mean,
Your second and third might not be nothing like him.
well, most times in that type of game, the second person who steps up is almost as good
He need a jolt
as the first. But
he need for something.
but
He
when
need
you-
for something to hit him.
Yeah, but
sometimes.
when you get that
like
third-
a bad injury from the top player,
Yeah, but
just
when
for
you
him
get-
to go out there and just be like, I gotta perform.
Well, basically, that second string guy is basically
He
fighting
wanna
the first
perform.
string guy.
Right,
on
he
the
fighting
day
on
and-
it. He
oh,
wanna
yeah, oh
fight
yeah,
for
oh
it.
yeah,
Show
oh
for
yeah,
that
oh
second
yeah,
spot.
oh yeah. That's what
he
it's
fighting
about.
for it.
Now the
They all out there
third,
competing.
fourth person, they don't get as much practice time.
Right.
And everything in
Most
life
definitely.
in terms of sports is about repetitions. So that's where we're looking to talk about these injuries that happened to the Lions. I do not believe that will happen this year. So family, they're going to have those guys back. Yes, we lost a few guys to other teams, but they had guys ready to take their spots.
That's right.
Now they got the draft, and plus they'll go out and get some more folk. They're going to be ready.
We're gonna be ready.
And like I said, they put that spirit, bite his kneecap.
Yep. And it's still gonna be next man up, regardless
That's
of
right.
the fact.
That's right.
Still gonna be next man up.
So let's look at the league. And the league says the Lions. You still got to watch those Lions. Everybody else is getting greater. Everybody else is talking about the teams they have put together. But the league is saying you still got to watch
you still,
those Lions.
because we still drafted good players and we still gonna convey that field. And you can see from the players that we've drafted, we're not here to play no games this season.
Mm-hmm.
So when season starts, just like I said, those of everybody that's drafted along with the players that we already have, everyone's a pivotal component to the Detroit Lions. Not just any one player and not just the new draft players, but every player from the coaching staff to everybody, even the water boy, even the cheerleaders. They are pivotal components to the Detroit Lions.
And you look at the fact that the Lions' backup quarterback that they got was an outstanding collegiate player who they got, and he was injured. He was
Henderson,
the black quarterback.
we still got him.
Oh, Teddy
That's good.
Bridgewater?
No, the other,
not
the young
Teddy
guy.
Bridgewater, Dan Hooker.
Hooker.
Yeah, Dan Hooker. Yeah.
Hooker was a bad boy.
Yeah, we still got him, right?
And-
Hopefully.
And hopefully, yes. So I hope. But
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying,
he's a young quarterback,
And, he
and
been
this
practicing.
is why this is he's like a golf, okay?
Yeah.
And them the kind of players that you want. You want young guys that love the game who want to play. not guys who are high paid and be like, man, I ain't gonna give you all I got because you ain't paying me enough. We done got players
you can't play like
who
that in
love
sports.
the game of football, and that's what's important. More important than money, because some money is important, but it's not everything.
Well, let's go ahead and do another reflection on that statement, my brother. But see, in sports, because like I was one of those guys that when I heard in college that said somebody else getting paid, I almost said a revolt to the coaches, like demanding. I heard that somebody gets, and I want to know if I can get my money.
Right.
If I can't get my money, I almost on the bus, almost told the coach I wasn't gonna play unless they told me I was gonna get some money. But you know what the coach told me?
What he told you?
Get your butt back. Get your butt back and sit your butt back down. Sit back down there.
Everybody don't get paid. Everybody don't
but
get
I mean,
paid.
that was then. But I'm saying that even that you love the game. You love the game for what the game can do for you.
Right.
And you're playing the game for what it can do for you, for what you're able to do for your family.
That's right.
If you note, everybody talks about what they can do for their family. And that first contract, that first bonus money,
what they do with it?
They basically handle their parent.
Right.
Buy them the house, buy their parents the house, because guess what? Your parents done put everything into you.
That's right. That's right. So
that's for ball players that have good families, that do come from good families.
Their mama and daddy deserve that.
They moms and dad does deserve that.
They do that, and then they fish around and help their brothers and sisters.
Because they put a fortune into you from working in every day and making sure you on that field and you
that
got everything you
costs,
need. That's sacrificing.
Yeah. So I'm saying that we say that I play it for the game. But if I play it for the game and I'm true to the game, and I'm great in the game,
come on now,
then that money
gonna come
because see, back in the day,
that money gonna come.
Back in the day, you could be one of the greatest ball players, but basically when the season was over, you had to go sell cars.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, y'all don't know how real it is.
Yeah. And
y'all don't know how real it is.
You could have had a contract and you got hurt.
Oh,
that money was gone.
Just like my man,
no insurance
the football kicker.
Wow.
He said he was he had a job picking up bricks.
That's right.
He had a job picking up bricks before he became the kicker of Detroit.
No, we're talking about players who were stars on teams,
and then they had to go do regular jobs.
Bro, it wasn't no guaranteed contracts.
Oh wow.
It was no guaranteed contracts.
Yeah.
If you got hurt, you out. And you're looking for a job.
Nah.
If you made just X amount of dollars, you only made that money during the season, and you got to stretch that money. And during the season over, when the season's over, you had to go get you a job.
Yeah, because it's over.
It's over, and you wasn't making that amount of great money. That's why I said
so that's all.
Everything.
Your plan B is so important in college, as well as your plan A. Whether your plan A is sports, and whatever it is, both plans got to be tight. If something don't work out.
But you see, right now, with these ball players in college getting paid, they didn't want to do that because gambling and the guys who had the money could pull you aside and say, man, you know what? I know you scored 25 a game. But playing this team right here, can you cut that down to about 15, 17 and find a way to miss a few shots? Because I got money on the other team on them odds. So when I look at, here we go, controversy. When I look at what happened to the Detroit Pistons on that last shot.
Oh, yeah, he got fouled. Hardaway got fouled.
Now,
Hardaway got fouled.
I hear folks, and I'm going to tell you what, I use a funny word, pissed me off. When I hear ball players say, well, it's the playoffs, so things are a little different. Well, tell me something, ball players. If you shooting and the man pushes your hand, is that shot going to go in?
No. Nope.
We talk about technique, follow through, form. If you're going through a jump shot and you go up, you're trying to go up, and the man hits your hip and throw you to the side, is that shot supposed to still work?
No.
Nope.
Is that supposed to be legal?
No.
Nope.
Is that why they call it a foul?
It's a
But
foul.
you're gonna tell me,
Game
you're gonna
over.
tell me,
Game over.
you ball players and your announcers and whatever else you may call
Yeah, you know,
yourselves.
yeah.
Wait, let me
Game
finish this
over.
one right here, because I hear him saying this, and I say to you, you're talking monarchy. Because if a ball player is trying to shoot the shot and he gets pushed in the hip,
That's a foul.
he is not going to be able to use his style, his technique, and his follow-through form.
Not at all.
That's a foul.
Be off rhythm.
I don't care if you're playing pickup
And they know
off
that.
street or
It-
whatever
it
it is.
used to be
It's
like
a
that, though,
foul.
Billy.
But wait, but here's the thing. In that game, they know the score.
They know the score.
They know the Pistons was 1 point behind. 1 point. And they know if they call that
over.
foul, that's going to send Hardaway
to the
to the free throw line.
That's right.
Now, I'm not sure if that was a 3-point shot or a 2-point
It
shot.
was a 3.
It was a 3?
Yeah.
So now they're going to send him to the free throw line. And guess what?
He gonna
All
make it.
he got to do
Make one.
is
Hit
make
2.
one, send it to overtime.
Yep, and
He make
two.
one more, and the game is over. And guess what? The
gonna-
Pistons win that game. Now, gambling is going big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
it is.
it's
Do you know how
going
many
heavy,
folks
Yes.
made
heavy.
money
Yes.
off that loss?
off that particular loss, off of that particular shot?
Yeah.
Especially,
You know that. Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
when the crew can come back and say, "Guess what? That was really a foul.
To
That
the
was
line
really a
you go,
foul.
Hardaway Jr.
It was really a foul."
To the
They
line
knew it
you
was a
go.
foul.
They knew it.
They knew it was a foul. You got three or four referees looking,
Yeah.
and you're gonna
And all
tell
them
me,
cameras out there.
and you're gonna tell me
You see the same
that
thing
you didn't
everybody else
see
seen.
that man push him on the hip.
And
You can see the
touch
way the boy
hand.
fell back after the shot, that he got pushed in the hip.
And touch the hand.
Okay? So what is it about now that they got gambling, legalized gambling, that says if you lose by X amount of points, and if you don't win by so many points, a gambler can win. If a player don't win, don't score but X amount of points, you still can win. They got all types of tricks and
Yeah,
trades
yeah.
in which there is gambling on all of these particular situations.
Yeah.
And I say to you,
Don't do it.
Don't
look
gamble.
at
Don't
look
do
at
it.
what happened.
It's
Don't
rigged.
do
and
it.
look at the
It's
calls.
rigged.
It's rigged, y'all.
Okay?
Don't
It's
do it.
rigged.
There are all types of scenarios because somebody is betting big
Yeah,
money.
If you got one player and he's getting the ball like 10 times in the game, and then you got picks for other players to do other things in the game because that's their position, but this one player is getting the ball all the time, then you know it's rigged.
Well, I just want to.
Your player will never make
I just
it.
want you to hear the process that it ain't no such thing as, well, this is the playoffs and
Nah,
they
nah.
We gonna just let them play through.
No,
Yeah,
because
no, no, no,
Jordan
no, no.
Jordan would have went to the foul line if somebody would have hit him on his shot. Jordan going to the foul line,
now the
and then
difference.
y'all would have hated for him to being on the foul line.
And so the difference is, instead of the process of the being 2-2, it put the Pistons at a
disadvantage.
2-game loss, 3 games loss, with only the other team only having to now win 1 game. Now the Pistons came back and showed you
Yeah,
on
we
another
got
time.
that fight. We got that. Yeah, we got
Okay.
that fight in this. We came back and won.
But now, had they won and been given opportunity to win the other game, guess what? The Pistons would have been 3.
on their way.
They would have 3 wins.
and then won't be so tired going to the second round.
Man.
Right, 'cause
They
we-
still gonna win this. They just they gonna stick it out with the defense.
Mr.
And
Bivens.
Yes, sir.
If they gonna play that
What,
hard and that
you
dirty,
think we going
then
to the
you gotta
second
play
round or
dirty.
what?
I think we're going to the second round.
I believe that this coach that the Pistons have, and we talk about folks of different colors, etc. Gotta say this, folks. This coach was a championship coach before he came to the Pistons. Guess what he had did?
What he did?
He had won a championship.
That's what we need.
Okay, and I'm not sure if in the NBA Finals, I'm not sure if did he win a championship or did he come in second place in the championship game, and then the new owners fired him. Fired him.
He like,
That's how the
he
Pistons got
basically
him.
like he basically like what Jared Goff is to the Lions.
Yeah,
That's what that coach is to the Pistons.
and this coach is the son of a former NBA coach.
Okay.
His father was bad.
You know the game.
He know the game. So what I'm saying, for what I'm getting to, folks, is that even though they got robbed, he know they got robbed. They know they got robbed. But the process, you can't wallow in that.
No, not in
so
self-pity.
he has the ability
you
to
gotta-
mentally strengthen their minds to what they still can do and how to
Because
do
y'all
it,
supposed to
and
be
what they
going up
can't
by-
get caught
by
up
about
in.
10 points, man. Come on, that's the Pistons for you. Pistons
So it's
never
3-2.
lose by
So
like
it's
1 point.
3-2 right
Pistons
now. Right.
always
All right.
Pistons always win close games. Like if you always look at the Pistons games, Pistons gonna tear you up because they're gonna play a good defensive game with you.
Yeah.
And it's only gonna be like a 4 to 3 point differential because they're gonna dog you out all night. You know they're gonna work you, and that's what y'all got to do. Y'all got to play D and y'all got to work them boys because they're gonna work y'all.
Well, it seems like going right on back to the Lions. Remember them games? The Lions was there in the last quarters, the last plays.
Last quarter comeback.
Last.
Can't forget them.
So it must be a Detroit thing.
It's a Detroit thing.
It must be a Detroit
It
thing.
is.
It's like this is coming to you around the world.
And that's
We're
why we
coming to
doing
you
this,
out of
Billy.
Detroit,
Yeah.
That's right.
out of Highland Park, around the world,
Around the world.
so that you can understand when you're talking sports, this is how it goes.
How it goes, y'all.
In the city.
It's the reality.
Give him a reality check on as we check this game and say goodbye to him.
Well, we want to thank y'all today, WHPR TV 33, for having Mob King and Big 20 the Guy on your platform. And notice you can always tune in Wednesdays from 10 to 11 on the Talk Beat Jones show for more. So with that, we're about to get out of here. And I want to thank you again, Mr. Billy Jones and the WHPR Network for having us again. And we look to do this again. And
All right.
again.
And again, we're going to do this. We're going to do this because, you see, sports is big. Entertainment is big. And you guys combine both of those.
Yes.
And so we come across to help those folks because, again, I help people say, Billy, you've helped us to understand things we never knew. You helped us to understand how to communicate, how to put a conversation together. You've broken down words in terms of stopping folks from in mid-sentence to let them know to break that word down. So you've helped us because we got folks who've learned how to speak and watching and listening to the Talk Beat Jones during the years. But you break it down as we get ready to go, too.
Big 20 the Guy, Urban Rain Entertainment, Mob King. Don't forget, Talk Beat Jones show every Wednesday at 10 to 11. Be there, be square. And don't forget, always hit that hotline when we on.
All right, all right. Again, family, this is Talk Beat Jones. Again, I am Billy Jones. Again, we come on every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11. Don't forget on Sundays, you can watch us from 4 to 5 p.m. on 15.2. Go to YouTube, TV33, WHPR, and you can pick us up once we in queue 365 days out of the year. And we just love you. And please let your family know, hit that like button, hit that share button, and share us and love the Talk Beat Jones. And like I said, so thank God I still have my father, my daddy, my advisor. Love you, Dad. Bye, y'all.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Thank you.